Hey everybody, Zach here from Those Pedals, and today I want to talk about something a little bit different. I want to talk about pickups. More specifically, a certain set of pickups that you guys might not know a lot about. So, where do we start? We're starting with one man, Seth Lover, the guy who worked at Gibson, who developed the humbucking pickup. Now, humbuckers were not entirely new. They existed before the humbucker as we know it today came into the world. But it wasn't commonplace, and for the longest time, most guitars had only featured a single coil style pickup. Famously, Gretsch was working on the Filtertron around the same time that Seth Lover at Gibson was developing what became the humbucker that we know and expect in most guitars today. In June of 1955, he applied for the patent for his humbucking pickup. The original model looked a little different. It looks something like this. These are Throbak DS55 pickups. These pickups don't have pole pieces. They have a lot of minor differences when compared to the PAF that you would expect in a burst guitar, but I've been really interested in these pickups for a long time. These were the pickups I had in my Novo that you guys might remember that I had a few years ago, and when I found this guitar, I knew that I had to put these pickups in it. This is a 54 reissue from Gibson from the demo shop that was already routed for humbuckers, and when I saw it I said, that's like the prototype humbucker guitar. So what am I talking about? The very first PAF style pickups, the very first humbucking pickups that Gibson were developing didn't have pole pieces. The initial one is stamped and is sitting in a dog ear. Seymour Duncan famously has that pickup, but a few of them made it into the world on a couple guitars that we know of. The image that is burned into my brain of those prototype pickups was on a guitar like this, leaning on a Gibson amp. When I saw that, I knew I had to have something like that in my possession because I thought it was so cool, it was so different. And while this does look different, it is very much a classic type of Gibson humbucking sound. These pickups from Throbak, the DS55s, have a incredible sound and a different personality than you would expect from most other PAFs. They're inspired by these early pickups and not made with just no pole screws. They are made really different with everything from the base plate, the covers, even the screws holding the bobbins to the base plate being altogether different. The output on these is pretty low. The neck is a long A3 with the bridge being a long A4. They're wound on the Era Correct winder, a Meteor winder that the team at Throbak has. And they have a really unique and different personality that you guys might not expect. They kind of bridge the gap between something like a Filtertron and a P90 in my experience. And it's something that I think is interesting that so often when we talk about humbucker guitars, especially Les Pauls, we go for like a few different things. And I think it's really important if you have multiple guitars in your collection to mix it up. Buy different types of pickups, do interesting wiring, do something to kind of differentiate guitars from each other, because I feel like if you make everything the same, it starts to get kind of boring. At least for me, every time I've done that, I get burnt out on the guitar because I just say, oh, I like this one better or that one better. But when one has its own unique character and personality, then it kind of stands apart. And I feel like these Throbaks really do that. In the intro track, I was playing it through a bunch of different Neural DSP plugins to give you guys a sense of what they sound like in a mix. And here in a second, you'll hear them in a demo setting with both clean and pushed sounds through the Neural DSP Tone King plugin. I really like these pickups. They're altogether different from most other PAF style pickups, but in a weird way, they are the truest PAF style pickup.